Welcome back to the third training on youth services. For this training, we will be covering participants and staff, which is the second tab down on the left-hand side. You want to click on that tab and it's going to take us to a page that says View Youth Participants, View Adult Participants, View Program Staff, and View Volunteers. For this training number 3, we will be covering the first two aspects of this, viewing youth participants and viewing adult participants. Then in training 4, we will cover the staff portion and volunteer portion of this training. So to start with, we are going to want to click on View Youth Participants. If you are a program that has had prior programming, your list should come up, and now that we've advanced, you should see that their age and their grade has advanced as well. Now, if we have new students to our program or new students to our school that are going to be added to our program, you will see on the top right-hand corner there is a tab that says Add Person. You're going to want to click on the tab. Now, we are adding youth participants, so we will click on the youth participants bubble. And our first participant's name is Sam Jones. So her first name is Sam. We're going to add that in there, and her last name is Jones. And we are going to add person. Now we can either go back and view our record, or if we have additional people to add, we can continue adding them. And I do have another person to add, so we are going to click on youth participant again, and we are going to add his name, which is Fred Smith. And we are going to click the Add Person or Add button. Either or will add him to the list. Now that's all that I have or I need to add. So at the top little yellow tab that says View Persons, we are going to go back to that and we're going to click on it, and we'll see again our View Youth Participants, and we're going to click on that, and we should get our list of all of our participants. Now a very important step is, even though we've added our participant's name, we need to go in and click on each individual participant to add their information. So you will see that my Samantha Jones, or Sam Jones that I added, has no age, grade, phone number. That information is missing, and that information is required for the APR report. So we are going to click on Sam Jones's name, and we are going to add her information. Once again, anything between the two red lines are required information for the APR report. So we have her name in there. Her middle initial is J. And her birth date is May 1st, 2001. And she is a female. She is white, so we would click that up. Now, does she receive any special educations? Is she special needs? IEP? Those three things. First of all, an IEP covers any student who is on an IEP, so that can be as little as something like speech. They are on an IEP, so you would fill that out as yes. If they are special needs or receiving special needs services, then you would put a yes. If it's no, or it's kind of a gray area, not real specified, then you would click unspecified. If they are a special education student who is receiving special education services, you will put yes for this. If you are, once again, not sure, gray area, they might have been but they aren't now, then you would put unspecified. Or if they just don't receive any of those services, you would click on no. Limited English proficiency, once again, you'll want to check with your school administration on this. Sometimes students are considered limited English proficiency, and it's not so much an English proficiency as it is a language issue. So you'll want to check to make sure that they are actually limited English proficiency. Free and reduced lunch. If they are receiving free and reduced lunch, you would put yes. If not, no. Unspecified would be if that information has not been given from the parents. However, the school should have all that information, and if they are receiving grant money for this grant, they should be giving you that information. Now, what grade level? Samantha is in 5th grade. And school attending, if you have different categories here, we're going to mark it for the 21st CCLC program. So those are the required fields. Now, underneath, this is not required information, although I would strongly suggest you fill it out. The reason for that is you don't want to carry files home continuously with their parent or guardian's information, but you may need to get a hold of them. So this is the easiest way to have all the information in one spot where you can easily access it and get a hold of those people. So I would definitely fill out this information as well, and once it's in there, each year it's going to advance with the student. So it's kind of a one-time shot of filling it out, and then that information is there. It may have to be edited in the future, but for the most part, it will continue to stay the same. So once you have filled that information out, you will see in the top right hand corner it has a save button. You will need to save it or the information will not be there. So click on the save button and you can see that it went through the process of saving it. Now I will want to go back and view the persons and make sure that that information is now under Sam Jones's name. And we do see that Sam Jones, I don't know why we have a 0 for her age, but she's in 5th grade. It should be 10 there. Okay, so I could go back and edit that as well to make sure that it switches. Now, my other student as well, I would go down to him, Fred Smith. I would click on his name and I would fill his information out as well, and then I would push the save button. Now, we're going to go back to the Participants and Staff tab on the left-hand side and click on it. And we are going to look at the View Adult Participants. So these are participants that might come to a family night. They might be helping some out as a parent, helping in your program. They are not a paid staff. They are just an adult participant in your program. So I have 2 of them listed here. I'm going to add an additional one. And we would click now on Adult Participants, and first name Shelley, last name Hare, and we would add person. Okay, I don't have anybody else to add, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to view my persons. Okay, and I'm going to click on View Adult Participants. Now once again, the name is entered, but information may not be entered on them. So you're going to click on their name to make sure that you have all the information that's required for the API report. And sure enough, there are 2 red lines, so there is required information. Now, the middle name, you might not know their middle name, and even though it says it's required information, as long as you have their first and last name, that's the important part. But we need to have their status. Are they inactive? Are they active? Have they been active this year? Maybe they were active at one time, but now they're inactive. You would click that. Are they related to a youth participant that also receives 21st CCLC services? This is required on the API report. They do look at that information. So yes, this is a parent of one of the students, so it would be yes. Now, if it's a parent but doesn't have a student in a CCLC program, you would click no. And if it's unspecified, sometimes you just don't know and you just don't want to ask. You know, things are complicated, so you might just put unspecified. Once again, anything below these red lines is not required, but it's information that you probably want to fill out so that it's all in one place and easily accessible for you as the director to find the information out. And once you have filled all that information out, you are going to push save. So that concludes the training on how to enter information on youth participants and adult participants.